Hi, welcome to your Daily 5. I'm your host, Greg Schnell. I got a few nice charts for you to cover off. So first of all, just show a Canadian name here, but what I wanted to show more broadly was a lot of these energy names, and they were part of my Daily 5 at the end of April, and they're just starting to turn up again. Lots of them look like they're ready to pop out to new highs. So here's Bonterra Energy, and you can see the stock had run up from a low back in October and then pushed up and roughly in mid-March hit a high, and that's right where around crude did. We've now got a kind of cup and handle base here, and this looks like it's ready to break out to the upside. These were actually real companies. They've just been beaten down with the commodity price over a long period of time. So this was $1 to $4 up 300% from October, and I think it's got lots of room to the upside. So that's the kind of name that I think you can look broadly across the energy rather than just plowing in a whole bunch more energy names in here. I did go for other names. So here's Magna International. Magna is a large auto parts manufacturer, but also they actually assemble cars and do a whole bunch of stuff within the auto business, so kind of not the mainstream name you've heard, but one of the big majors. And you can see that this stock has had a scooter ranking tucked up above 75, which means it's in the top quartile ever since November. Picked up really nice, and it's running along. It's rumored to be in the running with Foxconn for building Apple's new car when it comes out. So the stock has been consolidating for 6 weeks sideways, kind of like the S&P 500. The S&P is where it was in April at both options expiration and around the Fed meeting around the end of the month. So we're roughly right in line. Anyway, this chart looks like it's ready to break out to the upside. It just broke out to new highs, and I think with that we'll see this PPO line break, and the stock should be ready to move higher. Broadly across the auto sector, we're seeing Ford break out. GM looks pretty nice. Toyota's breaking out. Stellantica's rocking it. So lots of good names there. Go check out the whole auto segment. There's lots. And if you'd like, I do a clean tech newsletter. You can also go to gregschnell.com for more information. So for Nutrien, this is in the ag division, and there's lots of different stocks in ags that we kind of roll in and out of. This one is a large potash producer, but it's also, they supply a lot of stuff to farm retail, really a big, strong company. It's actually based in Calgary, Canada, where I live, but Nutrien has been climbing nicely here. It's basically just gone sideways for the month of May, but to me it looks like it's ready to make its next leg higher. So you can see it consolidate all through here, broke out and made another consolidation. What I like is the scooter rankings moved up to be one of the better performers, and look at the volume starting to hit this stock. It looks really, really good. A breakout here would add lots of upside mustard to it. When you go look across the ag space, we have Archer Daniels Midland, we have Mosaic, we have Bunke, we have stall there, but lots of the ags are going higher. So corn is breaking out, soybean is pushing up to new highs, wheat's done a good job of pushing up. We see all of the ag crops going higher, livestock's going higher. So around all of that backdrop, when we see ag pick up, we want to go look at some of these ag names. This one is a big potash producer as well. They actually merged with Potash Corp a few years ago. And so I like the shape of the chart. I think it's got lots of room to run. I actually spelt the name wrong up here, though. It's I-E-N, not E-I-N. Anyway, it's a good-looking chart, and everything in the ag space is quite nice. Looking at Scotiabank, Scotiabank is a bank that deals primarily in Latin America, and so if you think commodities are going to continue to run, this bank traditionally does very well. So when all the commodities started to break out in November, this thing went on a ride. I think it's just getting started. It's got lots of room to the upside. Scooter rankings just getting up above 75. And with that, you'll see lots of opportunity for this chart to start to accelerate, especially if commodities pick up. Latin America is known for its commodity supplies. Copper in Chile. Brazil is big for oil and for other materials. Argentina, Peru. So that whole area, when commodities do well, you can expect to see this chart typically produce well. It's also traded in Canada, so it's called the Bank of Nova Scotia, which is a province in Canada, but it's actually renamed itself to Scotiabank many years ago. It just hasn't changed on the New York Stock Exchange. So with that, I like the setup on a lot of these, but a lot of the underlying themes relate back to commodities. So that Nutrien one for ag looks pretty good. And the last one I wanted to point out was Wyndham Hotels, and I'm a big fan of the whole reopening trade, but one of the big things that's really starting to emerge is people's pent-up desire to travel. And obviously the airline stocks have been running for a while, and they're actually getting to a point where they're a little bit I don't know if saturated is the right word, but it's kind of built in. But one of the things I like about Wyndham Hotels, if you follow CNBC at all, what you see, Stephanie Link mentioned she tried to book a hotel in Vegas, and it was between $200 and $400. Maybe it wasn't Stephanie, but it was a client on there. And she just said she was trying to buy for August. Everything in Vegas is sold out under $400 in August, which is hot, super hot. So if everything is sold out and we're just entering that phase, what are the room rates going to be as we travel and everybody starts to pack all of these resort areas worldwide? I also think the second wave of getting back to work, one part will be getting together in the office, but the other part will be getting people together for corporate functions and award functions and get to know each other functions and Christmas parties and all of that. And I think that whole area is almost, I don't want to say ignored, but I think it will be one of the big growth areas for the second half of the year as everybody starts to try and remotivate their staff into the second half. So all of these banquet facilities in the big resorts should probably kick it up a notch. Vacation resorts should be one of the highlight areas. So for me, I think, Wynn Hotels, as an example, is another name that you could probably look to, maybe Las Vegas Sands or MGM. The MGM chart and Las Vegas Sands look fantastic. So anyway, hopefully those are some ideas. With that, if you're interested at all in the work we do about technical analysis, I produce a weekly video and a weekly newsletter. The weekly video is roughly an hour long. I go through all the intermarket analysis. So a lot of people don't understand the big macro theme on oil setting up right now. I go through the global charts and explain why, from a global perspective, it's all starting to come together, coordinate. All these charts are starting to link up. And then you start to see all the oil charts starting to break out. You see the oil explorers break out, putting together a big macro picture, so it makes it a lot easier to get interested in the market at the right times. And when you see things starting to break out, you have some confidence that the charts are starting to work together. We also do a weekly newsletter, monthly recorded conference call. We just hosted that on May 31st. There's 5 trade setups per day that we put out, and those are really good volatility squeeze trade setups. They work great. My Schnell Strength Index is currently down at 22%, which makes it look weak, but it's also a place where we want to start looking for breakouts. And all of the stocks I talked about today, we're all just breaking out to new highs. So really looks like it's time to start setting up for the next long period here. And hopefully some of these charts gave you something to work with. Thanks for taking the time to join me on Your Daily 5. For more information on gregschnell.com, you can go to gregschnell.com/explore. There's an opportunity to pick up my membership service there, saving $363. It would bring it down to $497. So thanks for taking the time. Bye-bye.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.